Jai Hind everyone, I am Sharshay Singh, your host for Unfiltered Hour and founder of DSOI. Today with us we have a renowned personality, Mr. Prashant Manchanda sir. Sir has been Additional Advocate General of Punjab, Additional Standing Counsel GNCTD, and advisor to the Delhi Legislative Assembly PNH Committee. Today, sir will be talking about legal morality, PIL, and DUSU, while also focusing on students of law. So, hope this video helps you to understand these topics better. If it does, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like. So, welcome back, guys. आज हम लोगों के साथ हैं प्रशांत मनचंदा सर. So, as we all are aware about his profile, जैसा कि वीडियो के पहले ही हमने इन्हें ब्रीफ किया है आप लोगों को. So before we come up with the video, sir, there is one or two things which I want to inform you. First, this whole video will be divided into three parts. First, we will talk about you, okay? Then about your achievement or cases, and at last, we will talk about students in general. So, sir, starting with it, thanks for taking out some time for us. And
my pleasure. बताइए.
Sir, who is Prashant Manchanda? If you think about it, like who are you in general?
Well, Prashant Manchanda, it's a very simple person. Okay. Actually, if you ask me who I am, perhaps I don't want to be spiritual about it. There are many answers I could give who I am, but as a matter of fact, if you ask me what Prashant Manchanda has become, what has come with this existence of Prashant Manchanda. Okay, it's like currently I'm a practicing lawyer, and in terms of practice, as I've been practicing hardcore practicing for the past more than 10 years now, right? And currently I'm serving as an additional Advocate General of Punjab, and from the period between 2022 and 2025, I served as the Additional Standing Counsel for Delhi Government, which involved representing Delhi Police, Excise Department, district magistrates, SDMs, hospitals. I mean, everything which comes within the foray of the Delhi government is to represent them. And since I was representing Delhi government, so I had to subdue. In fact, I had to, for that period, put my criminal practice into abeyance, because I then could not have defended or acted or perhaps fought any case against the Delhi government. So that was a time wherein I could not do my criminal litigation. So there has been a gradual, shift upwards to then from trial court to the High Court, then to the Supreme Court. So that's how it is.
Okay. Sir, as we most of us know about you, you weren't a born lawyer. Absolutely, you didn't have any godfather in this field.
Correct.
So why did you choose law and nothing else? You could have chosen anything in your gender. You are known to be a prodigy in your field. So why only a lawyer?
So that happened by chance, I would say. Happened. I mean, there is some divine providence which got me into this profession, because I began my journey with legal practice since childhood. My father was in Delhi Police.
Yes.
So he was an officer, one of the known and renowned and honest investigative officers known across the circles. So उस वजह से that was the reason why I had always had this inkling to actually be in the same field where I could be a part of the prosecution or be a part of this entire system of investigation, etc., etc. And as a lawyer also, you have an integral role into, if you are a defense counsel, to plug loopholes in the investigation if there is an unfair investigation done, so you can do that. So this was one aspect that I chose law. And then, as I said, now the destiny part, I began my practice as a client, to be honest, because I had to fight the case on behalf of my father, who was in, as I said, in Delhi Police. So he was investigating some very high profile case, and then because of that, the entire system went against him. So when he passed away, so as a responsible son, along with my grandfather, both of us, we fought his case, and to some extent we could also brought it to a logical conclusion, barring the corruption that went to impede the process of justice that came through when we were fighting for him. So my practical experience, frankly, was when I was fighting the case for my father, and I don't think I could have gotten a bigger exposure and the bitter truth and reality of how the system works. For fighting for him for more than around 3 to 4 to 5 years. So then I got a first-hand, sense of how the system works, how corrupt it is, how rotten the paradigms of at times this entire system is. That's how I got to know about it.
And sir, as we already know, you are also additional Advocate General of Punjab, and
Yes.
then coming to, you are also part of standing committee of the Parliament, Legislative Assembly in Delhi. So, how do you basically make a difference between the two? Like, you are practicing law, and you have to draw a line somewhere in between. So, how do you do it?
Well, that's a very, very good question. If you're asking me that, how do you try to balance this dichotomy being a private council as well as a state council? And then how do you ensure that you subserve the interest?
Absolutely, absolutely.
देखो इसका बड़ा अच्छा आंसर है. I'll tell you. First, as a lawyer, as or perhaps even somebody who has acquaintance with law, and in this journey of entire legal paradigm, as I said that I've been a client. I have represented many complainants who'd craved for justice through the thick and thin of the entire system. Then I've been a defense counsel also, a criminal trial court lawyer,
Yes.
as well as I was appointed also by the honorable speaker as a the legal advisor for the legislative assembly, then the government council. So I could, being in that system, I've perhaps been fortunate enough with Almighty's grace that I have possessed a lot of roles. Now the question is, there is one binding force when you have donned all these roles. एक चीज है that binds all of it, which is your legal ethics, which is honesty, integrity. Three things. I don't want to be more ideological about it, but a basic thing is honesty, humility, hard work. These are three H's which binds me as a lawyer or as a legal professional when I was fighting either my father's case, the personal cases, professional case, or government case. Now, once you become a lawyer, it is very important. I could want to tell this to the young lawyers also. You are an officer of the court first.
Yes.
Your responsibility is, number one, towards your own conscience, which is paramount. Like, there's a wonderful quote written by Mahatma Gandhi. He had said that the biggest conscience is not the conscience of the court, conscience of your own body. Right?
So when we speak about this, like you spoke conscious of your own body and everything, you fight for the people. But there are times when there are some cases where you know your client is at the wrong. So how do you handle this dichotomy?
Again, I'll come back, revert back to that.
The same one.
I'll come back to that. I'll try to elaborate it a little further to put the things in the right perspective.
Okay.
See, when you are a lawyer, okay, as I said, you're an officer of the court. So, what is the responsibilities of an officer of the court? Any roles you don as a lawyer. Number one, you need to be fair to the court. You need to present the correct facts in the correct perspective. And thirdly, you need to be subservient to your own conscience.
Yes.
All these factors bind you to become an ethical and an awakened lawyer.
Yes.
Now the question is, your question, that how do you balance this, your own conscience, along with the fact that knowing that your client may be
Client
wrong.
is at wrong.
Client is at wrong, correct? Now, first of all, in this entire legal system, and I will be very honest, and I need to be fair to your students also. I'm sure there are a lot of budding lawyers who will wish to see that. Because when you are practicing as a lawyer, always remember that you have to act within the four walls of your professional duties.
Yes.
You have to draw a Lakshman Rekha. Now, what is that Lakshman Rekha? that I will be true to my client. I will be true to the judge also, of course, and I will be true to the oath. Though the lawyers professionally don't take an oath, but there is a professional ethics.
Yes.
To the to the rules and regulations of the Advocates Act, which is this: first, it is your paramount duty to protect your client. However bad or good it is your paramount duty. अगर वो आपके पास आ रहा है and he asking your consultancy, it is your responsibility to ensure that you give him legal advice.
Yes.
And the beginning of my career, I would not have any choice, even if I knew that my client is in the wrong or he may have done something wrong. Though I knew for a fact that as a lawyer, it is my first professional duty to take up the matter.
Yes.
So then I may not have much choices. Now I have choice. I may refuse a brief. Secondly, it is important that I should act within the lines of my duty, assuming hypothetically I am defending a client who is accused of committing a robbery or committing a murder also. Let's say it's a grave offense. So I have to be true to myself. Number one, I should not do anything which is against my professional ethics. I should take up his case, but I should not bribe the public prosecutor. There are a few black sheep in this profession who do it. I should not mislead my client also to say that I'll get you a favorable order, but I will win over the judge. Number two. Number three, I should not influence the witnesses. Other side. I should be strictly within the confines of the law. I should prevent him truly, fairly. Of course, I should not harm him also. And then whatever is there on the record, only on the base of record. Let's say there's a very poor investigation committed by police.
Yes.
So I should apprise it to the court that these are the infirmities in the investigation. During my cross-examination, witness aate hain when you know that in these cases, the witness will also come. I should cross-examine them. And through cross-examination, again within the confines of my knowledge, the legal acumen that I have, I should impeach his credibility.
Yes.
So these are the things. But if as a lawyer, you cross your brief and your boundaries and you start influencing the public prosecutor, you take money in the name of the judge, then I would say you are more guilty and guiltier than the person who has committed the offense, then because you are becoming a part of the nexus.
Yes.
And then what it does is, इससे होता क्या है? इससे ये होता है कि जब आप एक क्लाइंट को डिफेंड कर रहे हो सकता है वो गलत भी हो, लेकिन आप विद इन प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स कर रहे हो, तो फिर उससे आपके पास ये एज हो जाता है कि कल को किसी एक गरीब आदमी का, क्योंकि आप सिस्टम पकड़ लेते हो, आपको पता चल जाता है सिस्टम में क्या क्या इन्फॉर्मेटिव है, क्या क्या गलतियां हैं, कैसे आप उसको ठीक कर सकते हो. वो जो एक्सपोजर आपको मिलता है, उसी एक्सपोजर के थ्रू ऐसे कहीं ऐसे देयर आर मेनी पीपल इन नीड जिनके साथ जिनका खुद का मर्डर हुआ होता है, आप कंप्लेनेंट की साइड से खड़े होता है, आपको पता है ये पुलिस ये गलती करती है, आप एक अच्छा केस पुलिस को असिस्ट करके बना सकते हो. मैं एडिशनल एडवोकेट जनरल रहा तो वहां पर मैं देखता था पुलिस ऐसी गलतियां करती है इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, ढंग से पर्चा नहीं दर्ज करती, ढंग से सीजर नहीं करती, ढंग से बयान नहीं रिकॉर्ड करती. So though that experience that I had as a defense counsel, that was used in serving justice on a much larger scale. So इसका end result यही है कि हमें अपना काम within ethical bounds करना है. Number two, intent हमेशा हमारी ultimately यही रहनी चाहिए कि हमें society को larger angle में protect करना है और serve करना है. तो कई ऐसे केसेस आते हैं जो विक्टिम्स होते हैं रेप के, मर्डर के, और बहुत सारे मैटर्स हैं जहाँ पर मेडिकल नेग्लिजेंस के केसेस. नाउ आई कुड बी एबल टू डिफेंड देम और प्रॉपर्ली आई कुड फाइट फॉर देम इज बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सपीरियंस दैट आई नो एंड आई डाइव डीप इनटू द सिस्टम. सो ये मैं आपको तब बता रहा हूँ जब आई हैड लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं, लॉट ऑफ आई वुड से कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इन माई ओन कॉन्शियंस, इफ आई एम डूइंग राइट, इफ आई एम डूइंग रॉन्ग, और बहुत सोचने के बाद समझ के एक पर्चा रखा था जब वकालत शुरू कर दी कि आई विल नॉट do anything which is against ethics. I will not bribe the PP. I will not try influence the judge. Client के साथ धोखाधड़ी नहीं करनी है. ये मेरे अपने कॉन्शियंस है. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कोई करता है या नहीं करता, I don't know. लेकिन ये मेरे अपने वो थे एथिक्स थे. और जिस दिन मुझे लगेगा कि मेरे को वो लक्ष्मण रेखा पार करनी पड़ी, उस दिन वकालत छोड़ दूंगा दोबारा, बिकॉज आई बिगैन माई करियर एज अ प्रोफेसर. तो मैं दोबारा पढ़ाना शुरू कर दूंगा अगेन विद गॉड्स ग्रेस. वो ऐसे नौबत अभी तक तो नहीं आई है.
So, sir, now coming to the second section immediately, as we have limited time with us. So can you tell us what are PILs in general?
See, PIL, as I said, I mean, पहले भी शायद हमने discuss किया था, it's a public interest litigation.
Mhm.
It is to enforce the fundamental rights of the public at large.
Mhm.
PIL का जो एक main जो उसका epicenter होता है, which is this, that you cannot have your own vested interest in filing a PIL. It should not be a dispute interest say, between you or the opposite party.
Mhm.
It is to take up the cause for the public at large.
Mhm.
That's the basic essence of a PIL.
So amidst this PIL meaning, the reason why I asked for it, how did DU student election come up in this definition
Okay.
of this?
Very, very nice question. It's like I would rather say a classic example
Mhm.
of bringing the PIL in the sense that I'm glad you asked this question. If you, I take your example, you're also a student. Let's say you come out of the metro station
Mhm.
and everywhere you see spray paints. Is it a music to your eyes or to your
No,
ears?
absolutely
right?
not,
And
right.
if you see some hooligans, some lumpen elements, jamming the roads,
No, absolutely
not
not.
right. Number three, if you see posters pasted all across and littering all across, and when you're studying also as a student, there are some lumpen elements who are obstructing you from studying in the class. So this is a classic example where people at large are affected. Now this is only for the, I'm saying, I'm constricting it only the students. If you look at it from a larger perspective, it has a huge ramification for the Delhiites also, the citizens of Delhi. So, as a citizen of Delhi myself, or perhaps as a responsible public spirited person, so I thought that this should be a case where a PIL should be filed to ensure that the fundamental rights of the people at large, especially the students also, is not affected and they can be served and protected.
So,
So this is a classic example of PIL.
while we discussed this, so seeing from your past podcast and everything, so can you tell us some funny instance which occurred during your research and findings of this thing? Because we know Delhi student election has been termed somewhat of a fun thing within students. They say कि अरे Prashant has killed all the fun in DU. The old sloganeering and this used to. I remember कि पिछले साल there was a person who dressed as Spider-Man and came to the college and he was kicked out by guards later on. तो वो scenes बहुत funny होते थे.
Correct.
So, like, why this specific thing was taken up by you?
It's not taken up, it came up. We began with, as I said, for the defacement part. Now, as we were, doing research on defacement, we stumbled upon various other instances also. We saw people drifting the cars.
That was one thing.
We saw people driving unnumbered cars. Then at the same time, then we saw some grave videos also where certain student, prospective candidates, they were trying to barge into the women college, and then they were crashing into barricades and all. So, in the sense that there are certain observations, because I could not comment much about what you would know better what is transferring outside.
Absolutely.
They are cladding and dressing as Spider-Mans and all. Yes, while doing research, we used to laugh a lot to certain things that we saw that got even the judges also at many times on a very lighter note. And in fact, when they see all these pictures at the same, while they were quite angry also at times, just to lighten the atmosphere, they will crack a joke and unleash a light banter here and there. So one of those instances that was funny was because Chief Justice Manmohan Saab was very irked about the manner in which these people were, splurging out huge amount of money, like crores of rupees.
Yeah,
They had various luxury cars, high-end cars, and all and everything. So once they also said that this election seems to be very colorful with all kind of cars, and funniest part was that he would know it at the back of a hand which car was placed where this car was, so he would know that. Now, while all these things were happening, so funny part was there is this very efficient MCD lawyer, Mr. Sabarwal. So he was more concerned about the expenses that the student should bear
election and campaign.
for refurbishing and uh, for cleaning up these properties.
Mhm.
So it always have a long list of and like we are wanting this to the cancel the candidature be cancelled. Our contention was that Delhi should be cleaned. He was more concerned about recovering the money from the students. So he'll have a long list like a Munin ji. He'll say, देखो 1 crore रुपए आज इतना खर्चा हुआ है, आज उतना खर्चा हुआ है. So he'll always flash it on the top, and all their lawyers would look at us. And so that was the funniest part. And second part, when all this thing was happening, and the judges were also like, trying to lighten the moment.
Mhm.
And as a lawyer also, when you pitch in and when you can probably crack a joke here and there, and things are on much lighter side. So I said because at that time we're trying to fix the accountability of, because once you clean the property, it is also important that who at the end should pay the money for so much of destruction. So we could now name, or we knew which candidate was using which car, and their names were there, and then they do this entire carry out this procession. So their names are there also. So I said, my lord, each candidate has a Rolls-Royce car, Rolls-Royce, Bentley. So even if we sell one of their cars, that can recover the entire money. So that led into a huge laughter in the court, and also, and that got published in the front page of some national newspaper, also I guess Times of India or something. That this is a suggestion given by the petitioner. That so these are small things. गाड़ियों को लेके तो every individual was called. That was also funny. So you tell what's happening. Why did you do that? Name by name. I can't name them now. It does not sound good. But X, come here. It's your car. Why did you do that? So, and there was other gentleman who was, वो ऊपर ही चढ़ा हुआ था barricade के ऊपर. He was like, so we found that we could identify that person also. So he was also called in the front. And the court asked, क्या भाई, क्या चुल थी लाइफ में, ये क्या ऊपर क्यों चढ़ा हुआ तू and all, ऐसा कुछ.
So, sir, while you were reviewing this case and everything, the Delhi court and everything published a specific thing. Also, they made a committee which was responsible for reevaluating the whole election system. What suggestion do you have, like how student elections shall be conducted overall? Is this the right way to conduct it, or there should be some other way for it?
See, now, since we began this entire practice in 2017, ठीक है, बहुत साल हो गए. So I was a part of the drafting committee also. We together in a proper cohesive and a coordinated manner, all of us, even the Union of India then and everybody, we drafted good guidelines. Despite these guidelines, we saw a very strong resurgence of defacement in 2024. So what could be the reason of that? You may have guidelines. Problem I find is about the implementation of those guidelines. You have to, put your pedal on the accelerator. You have to, put your best foot forward to see all these guidelines are enforced in letter and spirit. Like there is one of these important guidelines that whoever spends or expends money beyond now 25,000, earlier it was 5,000. You may debate whether it is more, whether it is less, but the fact remains it's a law and this taken shape of guidelines also. So unless you cancel the candidature of these people who are splurging money at the drop of a hat, like water, so this is not going to effectively restore the actual purpose and purport of for what these elections are. So there has to be a level playing field. मेरे से एक आदमी पूछ रहा था, I don't remember, some gentleman was asking me this question that then what do we do? Why, how, because ideally it is about gaining traction, gaining eyeballs. You can't gain eyeballs unless you spend lakhs of rupees. My answer was, then why do you fight elections? Don't enter into politics. Your ideal purpose should not be to gain tractions and attract nefarious means and modes to fight elections. So there are poor people also, people from marginalized class also. How would then they be brought into the mainstream?
Absolutely.
Unless you cleanse the system, which you have to have a bottoms-up approach. Unless you clean the entire system, this is important. So that was the main thing when I told them, and as a matter of fact, now what I feel is we do have enough guidelines. Because of the hard work that we have been doing since 2017. Even in 2024, court formulated other guidelines. So the thing that the court was really concerned was that You have guidelines, and I don't say that there has not been any reduction of defacement. There is no
There is
involvement. There is no improvement. There has been a considerable improvement if we juxtapose it with the earlier times. But even now, the times are very plausible for this entire guidelines to be enforced in letter and spirit.
So, sir, how much change do you see? Like, पहले भी होता था ये सब, and from a student perspective, I can see there is change. But do you think कि वो enough है अभी तक? Or should there shall be some steps जो इन सब में involve हो उनका, जैसे you said that you want their candidature to be cancelled. So how can it be enforced over? Because the people who come up in these elections have to come up with powerful background, which was not initially a thing. From
Correct.
historic time, we heard that DU is in place where even people from the poorest background can start their leadership journey. और अब तो आई डोंट थिंक कि 10 लाख रुपए से कम में you can stand for college election, let it be university election. So, how do you perceive it? Do you think things have changed, or it shall be better with time?
It should be. It should be. That's the reason why the Honorable Delhi High Court has currently, is monitoring the entire matter. It's slated for hearing in this November only. And if things had been completely, hunky dory and brought to a proper logical conclusion, frankly, I would not have approached the High Court again. In 2024, I approached the High Court because I said that there's a complete breakdown of law and order. Then I approached now also in 2025 only because, though, as I said, there is a huge reduction in defacement and everything, but unfortunately, this entire maneuver of money and muscle power could not be brought down as much as we wanted. Still, and it's a matter of record. You see, they were still found to be carrying out processions, creating ruckus and everything. So unless, and then there was huge inflow of huge money, crores of rupees into these elections, of course, funded by their political masters and this political outfit, so to speak. And it's a fact. You can't deny that. So unless this entire thing is weeded out, there is a complete, truncation of these basic elements. There cannot be the kind of desired outcome that you are saying that even person कोई गरीब तख्ते से भी है या उससे भी है वो आ ही नहीं सकता. इसके लिए that is the reason I would again resonate to what Honorable Chief Justice Manmohan had said in his court. He said that freedom of democracy has been converted into money laundering. Number one. Number two, unless you ensure that the money that they are spending, they're illegal money, money for nefarious purpose, because guidelines don't allow them to spend so much of money, and any money that is being spent is a money which is tainted money. So unless the money that they're using for all these illegal purposes is brought to flames, how does it get into flames? Let's say a candidate who spent 5 crore rupees for fighting the election, and for these 5 crore rupees he would have used for hiring goons also.
It is used. It is used.
For bouncers, and those bouncers may further carry out acts of lawlessness, commit heinous offences, even offences against women, college students, etc., etc. जो पैसा वो गया है, इतना spend हुआ है. So what do? You, of course, you see that this money that is used goes into flames only by strictly applying Lindo Committee guidelines, which says that there has to be an audit of any candidate who has fought the election and find out how much he has spent. And you don't require any microscopical, or a photo analysis to find out whether he has spent more than 25,000 or not. I'm saying even if the limit is 10 lakh rupees, you will find them exceeding that also. It's as palpable as that. So for that reason, cancel their candidature. Once the candidature is cancelled, the money will go into wolves, and that's how they will not do it again. डरेंगे.
So, sir,
and they will rather find a protective mechanism. They'll then fight the elections on issues, issues actually pertaining to the
issues of the
students.
Of the students.
Not use this as a platform or a launch pad to commit a bigger or carry out their legal aspirations.
To be frank, so-called these student representatives who come up, the amount of money they spend, if
Yes.
they invest even 10% of it, give it in donation to the college itself, the infrastructure would have improved long ago.
Very good observation.
So, well, leaving that fact, I also saw many foreign colleges conduct different kind of election. They have debates, they have discussions between the candidates themselves, and later on they start to vote and everything. Hope our college system comes mature enough for it. But they also don't have a political system in the college. The kind of political system we have, ABVP, NSUI, SFI, there are numerous parties in the college, and these are supported by political parties outside the campus itself. And if they don't have the support, the mere thing they will come up is by the talent they have, the potential they carry, their agendas, their manifesto. I don't understand till now why this thing is carrying out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if you actually wish to bring structural reforms and uh, find a voice of the real students, the students, at least I would say majority of the students, it is to see that it's you adopt a bottom, as I said, bottoms up approach, and it is not handled by somebody else who is using it as a also a medium to carry his own political aspirations.
Absolutely.
So there is a vicious circle.
Yes, sir.
So unless you weed out that entire these huge outfits sponsoring them, then using them for a larger political gains, use their numbers for juxtaposing it as an outcome of national elections or state elections. By with this, the real voices of the students, the concerns, I would say, voices to bacha hi nahi na. वो तो बेचारे they are least concerned now because they've completely become apathetic to these elections because they're not concerning them. वो तो अपना वो उल्लू सीधा कर रहे हैं. So that is the reason. तो वो नहीं होगा तब तक ठीक.
Yes. So now coming to the last part itself, some questions by the student, as most of them are answered by you throughout the video itself. Sir, there is a new thing which has come up: a 3-year law degree and a 5-year one, and the students are confused based on. See, the 5-year law degree is more expensive than the 3-year one. They get confused what they shall pursue, what are some benefits which they will gain, and there are counselors which give them very good idea regarding it, but it is not from a professional from that background itself. So in your opinion, which one would you prefer if you had to choose it right now, if you were a student and you were given this
See,
option?
I did 5 year law because first, I mean, parallelly because I was working also, so I could have those expenses and all. So 5 years that is saves 1 year of your precious time, and then you can immediately hit the ground running. And 5 year course, but again, it's my personal opinion. I can't give a generic opinion. It's very subjective.
So that's what the students want. They wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, it's a very mine was a 5 year. Saved my 1 year. I could enter the profession earlier, and I could enroll myself as a lawyer immediately once I got through my 5 year law degree. So yes, but then there are pros and cons also. Like there are good colleges which may as well still do not have 5 year law the provision of 5 year, and then you have a strong academic background.
Yes.
Like say you are doing history honors, somebody is doing history honors, then he takes a leap into this profession. उसका अपना फायदा है because then he has a backing of history, science, and I could say that in this legal knowledge system, you have to have the backdrop of other subjects also because that helps you, proficiently in your stream as a lawyer. It depends, but personally speaking, it benefited me. 5 year law. Why? Because even in my 5 year law, I read history, legal history, and then other subjects. Number two, it saved my one crucial year of time, in which that time I could pursue my LLM also, and then I could take a plunge into litigation immediately. That's how it helped.
Okay. So, what 5 books can you recommend for the students if they were very beginner to this specific job profile? 5 books which you recommend?
You mean to say legal books?
Legal books or any book in general. Like if you were in this profession, you were coming up as a student lawyer, you're studying it. So even if it is to help them to get understanding of this profession, it would be helpful.
Well, I would say that I'll give you three subjects they should always have. I'm talking about legal lawyers and all, so law students, right?
Yes.
three subject they should have a very strong niche in, which is CRPC. If you wish to become a criminal lawyer, CRPC, IPC, evidence, and then CPC also. Very good subjects. And if you have a good command over procedural law, because CPC and CRPC are subjects, you will find the traces of them in other procedural laws also. Some traces you will find in PML. It's easier for you than to comprehend and get a sense of that. And Evidence Act is paramount. It applies both in civil and criminal law, and that helps you gain the insight of how the trials work. There are sections also, quite illuminating sections placed in Indian Evidence Act also. So if I were to give suggestion, I read a lot of commentaries since the beginning only.
Okay, so commentaries are one thing they should go through.
They should go through commentaries, live law, bar and bench. Always keep a tight leash on that. But if you ask me, books, start with the basic subjects and basic books like CPC. Mein you can read Takwani, and there is a small compact of Mullah also, very small. You can have both. Takwani is good, and then Evidence Act mein Patuklal would be a good book. I've always had this inkling of reading more than what is required.
Again, you are a prodigy. We have found
not a prodigy, but it helps.
Yes,
It helps.
absolutely.
And everybody is a prodigy. देखो मेहनत करते हैं तो धीरे धीरे होता रहता है. But yes, Evidence Act में in the beginning, and from where I started, I did not have that access to to be very honest, a lot of good professor and everything. I did it on my own. तो आप एक वो ले लो, बटुकलाल ले लो, ठीक है. इसके लिए इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट के लिए बटुकलाल छोटी भी आती है, एंड अवतार सिंह ऑल्सो इज अ गुड बुक. देन CPC टकवानी इज गुड. IPC is, I guess, I'm forgetting the name. Ratan Lal Dheeraj Lal. The student edition आता है. Okay. Good compact. I used to read that. And HS God करके God की book है. वो भी अच्छी. There are good books. Point is you must read them. Yes. अब कौन सा रह गया? Indian Evidence Act हो गया, CPC हो गया, CRPC में सरकार की I had commentary of सरकार, but I'm forgetting the name. चलो, you write in your.
I will section. Write it in the comment section.
Book I'm forgetting. Student edition now, since I don't read that.
It has been commentary. A long time.
Sarkar. Sarkar की अच्छी book है. Yes.
And now coming to the next question. This was specifically asked by a boy named Mayank. So he comes from Bihar. तो उनका क्वेश्चन ये था, he thinks that law has become somewhat a profession of English speakers. उसके अनुसार it is very hard for a person.
आप भी इंटरव्यू इंग्लिश में ले रहे हो.
Exactly, this has become a habit. It has become a habit कि हिंदी बोलने वाला एक व्यक्ति लॉ को परस्यू नहीं कर सकता है. This has become an issue for him. This is what he thinks. So, what is your opinion regarding this thing?
देखिए, आपको मैं बताता हूँ कि I gave examination for judiciary also. Yes, sir. है ना, and cleared also. So point is this, see, that is when I realize, जैसे मैं हरियाणा जुडिशरी का एग्जाम दिया तो वहाँ पर हिंदी was I was not very good proficient in हिंदी. तो हिंदी was a permanent, a mandatory subject. So I had to clear that हिंदी. So I in fact read lot of गद्यांश, पद्यांश, लकोक्तियाँ, मुहावरे, and I find that हिंदी से बेहतर कोई भाषा है ही नहीं, शुद्ध भाषा है. और उसको पढ़ के मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा I had an advantage शुरू में. करेक्ट. देयर आर ऑब्स्टेकल्स बोथ इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज. ऐसा नहीं है, हिंदी भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, इंग्लिश भी उतनी ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. लेकिन आप सिर्फ ये सोच सकते हैं कि अगर आप हिंदी एक कारण है जिसकी वजह से आप या तो जुडिशरी नहीं क्लियर कर सकते या वकालत नहीं क्लियर कर सकते, बिल्कुल ही गलत अवधारणा है. उसका कारण है, मेरे कई मित्र हैं, मेरे कई दोस्त हैं. इवन जब मैंने भी वकालत शुरू करी थी, शुरू में इट्स दैट आई रेड अ लॉट. जिसकी हिंदी खराब है तो उसका जिसकी इंग्लिश खराब है और जिसकी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है तो उसको पहले इस बात को he should be satisfied with the fact कि उसकी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है. वकालत में हिंदी का भी उतना ही महत्वपूर्ण रोल है जितना इंग्लिश का है। अगर आप ट्रायल कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो यू हैव टू हैव वंडरफुल हिंदी ऑल्सो, इन द सेंस दैट विटनेसेस को आप क्रॉस एग्जामिनिंग हिंदी में ही करोगे। बट हिंदी, ये अवधारणा बना लेना कि मेरी अंग्रेजी अच्छी नहीं है और हिंदी अच्छी है और सिर्फ इस बहाने से वकालत ना करना पाप होगा जी। आप इंग्लिश में वर्क करो। मेरा आपको एक फ्रेंड है प्रीतम, वंडरफुल, अब तो वो जज है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज है वो एमपी में, सीजे में। उन भाई साहब ने, उनकी अंग्रेजी इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी, वो अपने नोट्स को पहले इंग्लिश से हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके पढ़ते थे, आज वो बहुत अच्छी इंग्लिश बोलते हैं। मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, इंग्लिश में कमांड करो, लेकर आओ। और लॉ में सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आपका कंटेंट क्या, बोल क्या, वो मैटर करता है जी। सिर्फ उसको अंग्रेजी में और हिंदी में बोल के, merely by shaping your arguments in Hindi and English would not change the law. लॉ वही रहेगा, चाहे उसको हिंदी में कम्युनिकेट करो, इंग्लिश में धीरे धीरे कदम बढ़ा के, जैसे आपके ट्रायल कोर्ट में एक अच्छा हो जाए तो धीरे धीरे करके हाई कोर्ट जाओ, फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाओ, वो हो जाता है। बट नॉलेज लॉ की बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। पहले नॉलेज एक बार लॉ की अच्छी ले लोगे, उसके बाद देन यू कैन ऑलवेज एट एनी टाइम slowly, gradually, have a niche in English language, then you can go ahead with that.
Thank you, Prashant sir, for this. Now coming to the last two questions, we will wrap it up after it.
आपने एक PIL की एक बार और पूछी थी, मैं आपको वो भी क्लैरिफाई कर दूं कि what is, एक चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है, देखिए ये I would want to clarify this aspect also. I thought I should tell you this. It's a very responsible citizen as well as lawyer also, which is this, कि कोई भी आप PIL करें, PIL अनफॉर्चुनेटली कुछ लोग गलत मकसद के लिए भी उसको यूज करते हैं। People are using it for nefarious means also. So while you are doing this entire PIL or filing writ petition, there are two things that are extremely important, which is you have to till the very end bring it to its logical conclusion. Don't use it for your vested or personal interest, which is also equally important. Number 3, must see that you are not succumbed by any pressure. You will find a lot of pressures in the PIL. मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि not only constitute due, I'm sorry, I did a PIL for these infrastructural issues, and it had led to major reforms in the Delhi government hospitals. 35 government hospitals were inspected. Now the current situation is far, far, far better than what it was earlier. So the purpose of telling you all this is, it took minimum 3 to 4 years. So the question is, how long it is going to take? Now I juxtapose it with the Delhi government. It weeded out. I'm not saying there are no problems in Delhi government or the government hospitals. Still there are problems, but it takes time. And gradually these leap into the ultimate reform. Takes a lot of time, but ultimately it happens. That's the point.
Yes. So thank you for that information in specific. And so coming to the last 2 points, as I wanted to. So you carry 2 very cool looking titles in your name, which are the Assistant Advocate General and Standing Committee Member of the Delhi Legislative Assembly. So what work do you have actually in there?
See, I used to be the legal advisor to the Legislative Assembly Peace and Harmony Committee. It was one of its kinds. Why I say it was one of its kinds? It's unusual for a lawyer to sit in the corridors of Delhi Vidhan Sabha, where we used to sit. We used to hold meetings and everything. And the profile was that one of the landmark cases, we also got the MD of Facebook summoned. There I was very fortunate enough to have got the able assistance of my colleague Aditi Sharma. I would rather say that she was with me, she was the eyes and ears of the entire committee. And our job was to to enable the chairman of the Vidhan Sabha to assist the committee, to assist the committee into asking those questions, the kind of questions, because during the Peace and Harmony Committee, I should tell you what was the backdrop of that. The riots broke out in 2020.
Yeah, that is
so the constitution of the committee was to identify the factors responsible for those riots. So over a period of time, while we were summoning various witnesses, we found out that the social media platforms became, a
The source.
hub of disseminating hatred,
Mm-hmm.
spewing venom, and there were a lot of binaries that we found. People started being identified with their ideologies, left, right, polarization, divisiveness. So it led to a situation of disharmony across the country. And that was the reason why this committee was formulated. So we had to identify those factors. By doing that, we found out that one of the social media platforms was also carrying out, biased,
Opinionated.
selective
Promotion.
deletion of
Okay.
the content.
Mhm.
If it belonged to X, so it may not delete it. So that led to us summoning also for verifying the MD of Facebook as a part of the inquiry, which was the job of the inquiry. And during that process, we had to, scrutinize a lot of documents. We had to find out material also. We had to summon many people. That got us to get a prima facie opinion as to what happened.
Yes, sir.
And that was a huge challenge. As I said, Aditi was like the backbone of the entire process that we're doing. So this summoning order was challenged by the Facebook.
Yes.
And was challenged by one of the MDs, Mr. Ajit Mohan, I guess. So that led to a long battle in the Supreme Court. So we were a part of that entire process, and we won that case.
Okay.
Now, secondly, as an additional advocate general or as a additional standing counsel, our job is to represent the state. When I was in Delhi, I used to represent, as I said, Delhi government, all the departments that came into its foray. And as an additional advocate general, we represent the state now. One of the landmark cases that I was earlier engaged in was MC Mehta versus Union of India, that formed the part of stubble burning, cracker ka jo tha, burning of crackers,
Yes, sir.
green crackers, etc. So I was an integral part in MC Mehta case also.
Yes, sir.
So we represent the state.
Thank you, sir. And at last, this is not a question, but a message which you would like to tell the students, the final one.
Students, see, I would only say that you are the future of our country. So you must own the responsibility, understand your own importance in this entire system. You are integral, and your job is more than anybody. As my friend said, I am a prodigy. I am not. I am just one of you only. I began as a student, and when you don the role of a lawyer, you are a student till the last breath of your life. Never ever think that you know more than anybody, because you have to unlearn a lot of things, and you have to learn every day, every second, every minute. And that's the charm of this profession, or for that matter any profession. See that no stereotype breaks into your scheme of things. Three important things I said: humility, hard work and honesty. छोटी सी चीज़ें बचपन में सिखाते हैं. Honesty is the best policy. It is actually the best policy, as much as you wish to tweak it. But whatever profession you choose, must please see that you do it with greatest of honesty and integrity. And then while you are doing it, have faith in the Almighty. Outcome may not be every time in your favor. As a lawyer also, I say, just give it your best shot in whatever you do with greatest of honesty. And if you wish to join this profession, I'm saying don't come here with any baggage. Please see that don't become a part of the bad system. Come here and don't play hand in glove with them. Just see that you stand your own feet, and till the end, till the time you have this profession, if you wish to join, see that you carry it out with utmost integrity and honesty. Outcomes की चिंता नहीं करनी, they will fall in place. You will have to be patient enough, and I'm the best example for you. ईमानदारी से किया जो भी किया, और have faith in this the Almighty. हाँ ठीक है, मे बी इकोनॉमिकली और इतने रिजल्ट इमीडिएटली नहीं मिलते हैं, तो लेकिन उसके लिए परसेवरेंस होना बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरी है.
Thank you, sir, again for taking out this much of time for
It was
us.
a pleasure.
So we will meet in next video with a new topic, with a new personality.